just the president. Just the president.
George Washington was famous cause he led the revolution. John Adams had made major contributions to the Constitution. Thomas Jefferson, a talented inventor, philosopher, architect, and musician, was a mentor to James Madison, renowned writer and scholar. James Monroe was the last of this dynasty to follow. John Quincy Adams was a northern VIP. Andrew Jackson was the first who hadn't been wealthy, a natural leader whom the people had picked. Then came Martin Van Buren, a master at politics. William H. Harrison had fought in battles far and wide. John Tyler completed his term when he died. James K Polk expanded to the western shore. Zachary Taylor led the army in the Mexican War. Millard Fillmore had gone from log cabin to D.C. Franklin Pierce didn't really want the presidency. James Buchanan couldn't keep the country intact. Luckily, Abraham Lincoln knew how to act. Noble, a visionary, he couldn't be bought. Andrew Johnson was inaugurated after he'd been shot. It's
just the president.
How many do you know what was happening in history when they ran the show in the USA for 200 plus years? Collar and Spark, open your eyes and ears. Ulysses S. Grant, the Union Army he had handled. Rutherford B. Hayes was too honest to get in scandals. James A. Garfield had been poor through hard work. He made it. Chester Arthur took over when he was suddenly assassinated. Grover Cleveland fearlessly fought corruption. Benjamin Harrison was a brief interruption, cause then Grover Cleveland was elected again. William McKinley had made big business his friend until he met his end. The third president killed, then the position was filled by Theodore Roosevelt, who fought the malefactors of great wealth, a believer in the government to better the land, both at home and abroad. He held a strong hand. It's
just the president.
How many can you name? What things did they do to bring them fame and shame? When you've got a knowledge base, your mind you can activate. In U.S. history, you can start to investigate. William H. Taft became Chief Justice of the court. Woodrow Wilson led the nation into the First World War. Warren Harding died of shock when corruption was revealed. Calvin Coolidge worked hard to keep things even keeled. Herbert Hoover saw the start of the Great Depression. Franklin D. Roosevelt chose aggression to slowly make progression out of the mess we were in. We entered World War II and we played to win. Harry S. Truman dropped the bombs on Japan, signed the Marshall Plan, joined NATO, and began the Korean War so we could fight the threat of communism. Dwight D. Eisenhower saw the might of racism. John F. Kennedy faced integration, taking on Russia and constructing a foundation for equal civil rights and more justice for the poor. At the time, we were caught in the Vietnam War. Lyndon B. Johnson became president when JFK was shot and implemented programs for which Kennedy had fought. It's
just the president.
How many do you know what was happening in history when they ran the show in the USA for 200 plus years? Collar and Spark, open your eyes and ears. Richard Nixon is mainly known for his crimes. Gerald Ford quickly pardoned him after he resigned. Jimmy Carter warned the country it was over-consuming. Ronald Reagan strengthened businesses and weakened the unions. George Bush went to war in the Middle East. Bill Clinton presided over relative peace. George W. Bush with 9/11 had to cope. Now in Barack Obama, the nation places hope.
Just the
president is